Ohio State season preview. It's a fun season for Ryan Day. It's benefit of the doubt season. Those were the words out of his mouth. Remember when we went to sit down with him in the spring. Now that I've won a national title, what's different? Well, benefit of doubt. Now all the questionable moves we make, we got like equity built up. We get benefit of the doubt. It's crazy. You become a genius when you won the national title. Better be because there's a lot of production lost here, but that just means there's a lot of fun to be had. Probably not for him. It's probably actually fun in a different kind of way. But OC, gone. Bye, Chip Kelly. DC, gone. Jim Knowles went where? Quarterback, gone. So this is one of the most elite talent acquisition programs in the country. You can blindly bet that there are really, really high-level players. You just don't know a lot of their names, and that's okay. You still may have the best player on both sides of the ball in the country in Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. So what are the biggest questions here? The fundamental question anytime someone has the kind of attrition Ohio State just did is, are you a reload team or does it have to be a rebuild? And when you lose the caliber of depth and talent that they lost, man, that pushes even the best of recruiters and best of talent acquisition programs. Quarterback gone, defensive line gone, both tailbacks. Is there just this blind trust? There's blind trust that they got talented replacements, but there's a less of a blind trust that intangible, that magic, that team dynamic is just there. The level of execution is just there. Now I'm going to tell you, my default stance is don't expect it. I expect them to be really good. But I don't just expect that to magically fall into place because I think it's unfair. Now, if it does, then you give all the credit in the world. But like I'm going to look at Ohio State this year, especially early on, and I'm going to expect hiccups. And if I don't get them, I don't get them, and they're just a super team. But I think it's more fair than not to say maybe a little learning curve here, maybe a couple of bumps in the road. Lost 2 games last year, mind you. That team lost 2 games. The next biggest question. Can their offensive line do its job? Huge, undertold, underreported part of the story last year was that offensive line ended up becoming a strength of that team, and that was with injury. They won the national title. That's a huge deal because I was told reliably that Ohio State had lost the ability to coach that position. I was told that, and turns out I was lied to. Or maybe they just lucked. They probably just lucked into it. That's probably what happened. So these offensive tackles are transfers. That's okay. They've gone that road before. It's a different dynamic, though, with a new quarterback. So that's the main reason that you're watching that. And also a big question with this team is just the intangibles. Like I said, man, you can't deny that when it came together, it really came together for Ohio State last year. And there was leadership, no shortage of it. And there was this chemistry and this dynamic amongst that team, and they held each other accountable. It felt like a player-led team, especially after the Michigan game. I don't know, all due respect to Ryan Day, that's not happening unless the players make it happen. They're not pulling that out of the fire unless the players pull it out of the fire. You can give the best speeches in the world. You can have the best scheme in the world. You can get the best motivational speakers in the world. Players had to do that. All right, so this year's team, players got to do it again. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, make sure you do. It's free. It doesn't obligate you or sign you up for anything. It just helps us keep the channel free. All right, back to the show. Coaches probably got to keep them on the rails a little bit more because they're more inexperienced, but players got to do it again. What's the best position group on this team? It's wide receiver. It's not even, there's not a really big reason for me to go in depth on this. If you're watching, that's an alien. His name's Jeremiah. I don't know what planet he came from. But, you got Mylan Graham, Brandon Ennis, Carnell Tate. They go like 6 deep of guys that not only would start everywhere, would probably be featured in most other places. They're really loaded. Have been for a long time. That's not going anywhere. The breakout player, however, I've got is James Peoples. They lost 2,000-yard caliber tailbacks. So Quinshon's gone and Travion's gone, and I think James Peoples, they don't have to ride him 30 times a game or anything like that for him to be their breakout player. He's a former 4-star. It's just a next man up kind of situation, 5'10", 205, the classical style of Ohio State tailback that we've seen before. And, again, probably not looking to ask your quarterback to throw it 43 times a game, so he needs to step up, and I think he will. The schedule, we got it at 22nd in the country, nationally, the 8th toughest schedule in the Big Ten. When you're Ohio State, the thing about it is you'll never have the toughest schedule in the Big Ten because you can't play yourself. Ohio State is not on Ohio State's schedule, and that's the toughest draw in the conference. So they'll always perceptionally have a softer Big Ten schedule, but it's actually a testament to the fact that they can't play themselves. That sounds really complex, right? However, they do have Texas in week 1, and they got Penn State at home, and they got at Michigan. Now, those are the 3 games that people are going to look at. They're going to tell you Ohio State has a 3-game season. They are lying to you. It is not easy to go to Washington. It is not. It is not easy to go to Illinois after you play Minnesota. And you got back-to-back road trips, Illinois and Wisconsin, before you got the bye and then Penn State. So I think it's a very workable schedule. Don't get me wrong. And they'll be favored probably in every one of these games, but it's not this just absolute 3-game season layup that I'm being told it is. However, I ran it through the model here, and the best-case scenario is absolutely 12-0 for Ohio State. Absolutely. They got their two of their 3 toughest games are at home. Their 3rd toughest game's at Michigan, and although that's gone the way it's gone 4 years in a row, we don't know what Michigan's going to be by that point. So I got 12-0. Well, the model has 12-0 as the best case. The worst case, 8-4. That's if the bottom falls out and things are just really, really wobbly. And try to wrap your mind around that. Ohio State being 8-4, unlikely. But that's the absolute worst of the worst. The model's got them going 11-1 as most likely, and I imagine that puts them in the Big Ten title game, and that puts them as a high seed in the playoff, and that means that Ohio State went and won a title, and then with a much greener roster, did better in the regular season the following year. That's what the model says is going to happen. We'll see if it knows what it's talking about.